everyone, it's Kim, having issues with the computer today. So, here's your weekly wisdom for February 5th through February 11th. We're going to have a little bit of a crazy week this week. We have Jupiter going retrograde tomorrow, not like a Mercury retrograde, and we have a full lunar eclipse on Friday, February 10th. So what does all this mean? The Jupiter retrograde, unlike a Mercury retrograde, doesn't bring, destruction and miscommunication or anything like that. Jupiter is our planet of luck. So everything that you have been hoping and wishing for since Jupiter moved into Libra at the end of last August, beginning of September of 2016, it almost seems like it's a harvest time now. However, what I really feel is that we are going to have to do kind of like an introspective of ourselves for the next 4 months. Jupiter will be retrograde until June 9th. And we're going to be focusing on the things, or the one thing that is nearest and dearest to our heart. What it is we want the most in 2017, which is a new beginning year. I just feel that we are taking that retrospective approach over the next couple of months, and I think it's going to allow us to see where it is we truly belong. Also, the full moon lunar eclipse on Friday, February 10th, that is in the sign of Leo. It's at 22 degrees. The sun, which is in Aquarius, will also be at 22 degrees. It equals a 4. 22 is a master number. And what I feel it is saying is we are going to figure out where we truly belong. Now, some of my astrologer friends feel that some sort of belief or hope is going to be completely shattered this week between the Jupiter retrograde and the lunar eclipse. But it's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you have a delusion that is shattered, it only opens up the doors for what is real or what is true. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. I just think it's going to be really a crazy week this week. Who knows? Oh, I wanted to show you something. You're going to think that I'm absolutely batshit crazy. So I have been drinking this elixir. This is a shungite stone, and you can go ahead and research it. Shungite is supposed to be full of fullerenes, which are naturally charged atoms. It's the way that they're shaped inside of the shungite. Shungite is like a purest form of coal, and it's supposed to be, these fullerenes, super antioxidant, the highest antioxidant that you can get on the planet. So I make this cup of water, I let it sit overnight, and I have been drinking it in hopes of eternal youth, eternal health. I am testing it. I have done a lot of research on it, and people swear by it. It purifies the water. It takes out, any chemicals and additives. There's something so powerful. Wait, that doesn't even sound right. Powerful about the fullerenes in this piece of shungite, and you can Google it and see all of the scientific research on it. So let's get started, since we are going to have a bit of a crazy week. These are the cards that I pull for you. I pulled 4 cards from the Animal Oracle deck that I had gotten in Salem, Massachusetts. The first card being A New Day Begins. So this is pretty cool, because with Jupiter going retrograde and the full lunar eclipse, this is all about new beginnings again. This whole entire year is about new beginnings. Whatever you have been desiring the most, it is on its way to you. Expect it to be delivered to you by June 9th. The next card that I drew is Focus and Then Act. So this also goes with the Jupiter retrograde because we really need to internalize and focus, internally, in a retrospective type of way, what it is that we are truly desiring. What do you want to have delivered to you by June 9th when Jupiter goes direct? So this is going to be a 4-month contemplation period, which isn't necessarily bad because we really need to take a look at where do our values and desires, how do they align, where do they align? Most of all with the 22 degree of the sun, the 22 degree of the moon, it all comes down to where do you belong, who do you belong with, and what do you belong doing. The next card that I drew, now this says let go of the old, but it is the peacock, so I'm picking up a showing off type energy that's going to be going on, which kind of combines with this card, and it's have courage, but it's like Leo the Lion, both egotistical type of cards. Leo the Lion is the most egotistical of the astrological signs, but what I'm thinking of this let go of the old, the retrospective of the Jupiter retrograde, and the shattering of whatever it is of the full moon lunar eclipse is forcing you to let go of everything that no longer serves you. And I think the final card of the week of Have Courage is, this also reminds me of Wizard of Oz. Courage. Just don't be afraid this week. Don't let your fears creep in that something horrible is going to happen. Do you ever have something really huge change in your life and then you look back on it a year or 2 or 10 later and you're actually grateful that that horrible thing happened to you? That's about having courage. Don't let your fears creep in at this time because nothing good can come from it. Just kind of relax and go with the flow. See where everything leads you. The one thing I do want to say, I was reading, some astrology blogs to prepare for the weekly wisdom. One astrologer says that this Jupiter retrograde is completely tied to money. And so people are going to have financial problems, loss of jobs, and feeling of lack over the next 4 months. I really don't believe that because I like to listen to Chris Witecki when he says he feels that this is harvest time. He thinks that everything that, that one main thing that we've been desiring for the last 6 months is going to manifest itself over the next 4 months. And he put out a really great audio blog on Friday, and I'm going to post it to my page. Maybe I'll post it in my companion blog here so that you can listen. At the very end of the audio blog, he tells you what each sign is to expect during this Jupiter retrograde, and he explains it a lot better than I can, so I'm going to give him the credit where credit is due. The crystals I'm pairing for this week. So the beginning of the week, with the Jupiter retrograde, I am going to be using, these are fire agates, although they're really kind of pale in color, and you can't even get to see the true beauty of these. Maybe I could shine a light on this. No, it's not going to work. Not going to work. I wanted you to be able to see through these. See how gorgeous they are? Like, the veining in them is just magnificent. So fire agate helps us stay grounded, helps us feel safe and secure, and that's what we need right now. However, because the full moon lunar eclipse is in Leo, and that is about fire, I'm going to kind of combine that with a peach moonstone, because that will help us ease any anxiety and sadnesses that we could be having. This could be an extremely angry full moon lunar eclipse because it is in Leo. That peach moonstone helps to soothe our anger and our fears. However, I was thinking, well, what's the opposite of fire? And that is water. So I think by Friday, I'm also going to be switching to some nice aquamarine because this will cool the fires of anger, and it'll also help bring some soothing love into the heart chakra. It's also, a great crown, third eye, and throat chakra stone. So you want to stay grounded, but you also want to be tapped into your intuition. I think that's all I have for you this week. I did post 4 of the 2017 forecasts in a previous blog, and so I hope you are enjoying them. Until next week, I love you. Bye. Thank you again for watching.